You are now about to witness the awesome, the crushing might of Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper! Welcome, my friends. Yeah, I got something here. I don't know what it is. The show that seemingly never ends. This is version of 4:08. You just watched the Show Stomper. I'm your host, Chris Robinson. We got a strange talk today, because I had a strange night last night. And we got strange stories to tell. Outside of strange, there's nothing else going on. Oh, the first now, Jimmy is. It's here. So let's let Riley listen. As he has said, it's 2007. It's a Albania. Intro, all of this was a song. The record, Calling of the Just, still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. With shoot your death at a nightclub. They hit your car with a hammer, and they run you there, come out of town on a rail, open up a substandard restaurant in Central Florida, and we'll never fail. The hiccups come and go. Don't worry about the hiccups. We'll get to that later. And let's listen to Bob. I'm sitting there cleaning the office today. Okay? I'm looking at the couch behind me every day. I'm on my way back nowhere. I took my time with it. Could not see too clear, but I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face. I'm on my way back there, boy. Well, pretty face, always nothing. All right, my friend, those of you, some of you, I got to give credit where credit is due. Some of you have stepped up. It's not the end of the month. June has already been paid for the month, but I've seen a lot of subscribers to the Substack, $5, $7 level. Thank you. Some of you just came in over the transom through Venmo, through Cash App. I appreciate the $10 there, the $40 there. I'm loving it. I don't like to bug you for the money, but it makes the world go around. And June does a great job and has got to be paid. So anyway, I don't know what's happening with the voice. I'm sounding like R.F. Kennedy Jr. I don't know. You know what? There's one of the hottest women I knew back in the 70s. She had transferred from Columbia to Brown. Her name was Ramona, I think, and she was telling me about all the hijinks that the Kennedys were up to, vis-a-vis heroin and all the drugs that they were gobbling as fast as they could versus going to school while spending their parents' money, government money, largely, or liquor money. But I don't know what's happening with the voice. I did a whole bunch of sessions last week for Christian McKenna from Translation Lost Records. We put out a record already called Baby Blue under the title of Bomb a Little Joy. And they just recorded another one called, he did a remix called Fields. And then I just did like 10 songs in a row for this one called Bludder. That's be like, okay, so the remix doesn't really count. So it's the second one at 1.5, whatever. So I sang, but I've been having this like kind of weird scratchiness, right? And I haven't really figured out what's going on. So I sang, and finally with this thing on the face, I've just realized, okay, all right, you may not be, you're not paying attention. You just, you're walking around in your own head. But the arm, the foot, like my body's adjusting to like not just closer to the equator. So I look up, I go, and then when I fell fell off the inversion board, and I got these, I got these scratches. Now, I healed much faster in California. So I look up, do you heal slower closer to the equator? And they say, well, it's sort of insignificant, but you kind of do. And so now, I got into the detox, now retox it. So I'm back on the MSM. I'm back on the NADS. I'm back on the Ulethion. I'm back on the creatine. I got it. Whatever bouillon base I was taking before was doing me right. I ran out of the low dose cortisone, but I go in to see the guy in about 5 days where they either burn it out or inject me. So things are going all right. But this thing on the face, this is fucking ridiculous. From shaving, I'm not going to grow a beard here in the middle of summer, and I can't roll with it. This is, of course, because your face comes into play. But anyway, it's a temporary setback. Mastery of the sport involves embracing all contingencies and weathering them with a positive mental fucking attitude. So that's what you, and shouldering the burden without complaint is another way. Oh, you're like rambling, man. I was really worried about it. And I was fighting those guys tooth and nail with their one take bullshit. But they got this channeling Rick Rubin, and they said, like the line from, what is that David Lynch movie with the cowboy scene? You'll meet one girl tomorrow and you'll say, this is it. They heard the song and they said, this is it. This is it. That little tremolo thing in the voice. No, this is it. I'm happy with it. I guess it's going to release it one song at a time, which just makes me nervous as hell, but it's perfect. So yeah, I'm firing all cylinders, doing well. Of course, the voice of doom. I think, okay, this is it. This is it, bro. I'm going out like Sammy Davis, but that's not the issue. So, well, let's knock on something wooden. I found some more crazy stuff today. From 180 boxes. My whole life in California from September of 1980 to August of 2025. Everything that I owned, put in a box in the garage here, I've got 2 left. 2 boxes left to empty. And one thing that's apparently clear is that somebody stole my fucking derby. Derby is a special San Francisco jacket, but I had a very special derby. It's a small thing if you don't care about derbies, but if you're a derby fan, I had a derby platinum. All that means is it's a derby on the outside, but it's silver on the inside. They usually come black and gold, black and gold. It's not my jam. I don't like the way gold looks against my skin. Derby platinum. These guys are on the verge, like sponsoring me because, I'm out there. I'm an influencer. Yeah, whatever. So I can't find it. And the jacket had problems. Like the zipper always catches, but I fucking packed it. Somebody stole my derby. And they discontinued it. Who is fucking students of best? There's one box coming from California, and I hope to God maybe I left it in that box. It'll be here this week. But otherwise, 2 boxes left. And I found, I can't even, I would read it to you. And some of you are vaguely familiar, if you read the Substack, about my contentious relationship with my father. I found a very long letter from him that I had forgotten that I'd ever gotten. And I started to read it. I had a terrible night of sleep last night, but terrible night of sleep because I'm a broken field runner. Like, you remember the dark old days of the Ozzy thing and under the regime of the convicted felon Carlos Watson, where I was murmuring about dark forces. Well, some of those dark forces are afoot again and moving in and around my life. Nothing to do with convicted felon Carlos Watson, something totally unrelated, but it kept me up all night. Like, I'm thinking, you're not going to fucking get me. With the ducking it down, I'm moving. It's like Tom Cruise in Minority Report. Like, I'm moving the tiles around, so I pretty much woke up after going to sleep at midnight, woke up at about 3 and was just plotting in the dark, breathing, plotting. You're not going to get me. You're not. So, but I'm super fucking tired today. Dark forces kept me away. So, but of course, thinking about all this stuff in light of the Substack with the whole Oxbow thing and coming up on the 2-year anniversary. Yeah, that's the deal, man. They get those in Ben's Davis, and you could tell that person from San Francisco all over the place. I played in Kansas City this past summer. Some Asian sound guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, Eugene." I go, "Cupertino?" He's like, "How the fuck did you know?" I was like, "I can hear your accent, bro. Cupertino." It's a California accent. You don't think of it. So, yeah, I'm hoping the derby's in the last box. It's a small thing. I get these 2 boxes done. Then I can park a car in the garage. And then I clean the desk. And the next order is I start writing. That's it. I've not been writing, and I've got perfect time because I can't with this fucking thing on the face. I can't do anything. No hot tub, no pool, no sauna, no push-ups, no running, no gym, no jujitsu. What else can I not do? And also, too, they say when you talk about these, like this kid, like the sun here, the things you take for granted, the sun here is different. I got where we said in Berlin. Oh, you go to Berlin, the sky seems so close all of a sudden. It's just things are different. So I'm going to slow my roll. I'm going to embrace mastery of the sport and my endeavors. Just take a deep breath, relax. Everything's okay. I can sleep. They're not going to get me. And if they get me, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Apropos of that, and I keep forgetting it. And so I want to get it out of the way immediately because it's just such a great. I'm minding my own business. I start talking to some guy, and I don't want to give away about too much of this guy is. He's like Interpol, not the band, International Police Organization, and he did a couple of ops in Albania, and so I tell him about dealing with New York Mafia detail, all the RICO arrests for that video that I still can't find. There's one guy who has the video. His name is Tom Gorman. He's on LinkedIn. He won't give it to me. There's a whole video package called Crime All the Time. It's a great video package. I know he's got it. You want to answer my emails. It was under the rubric of the dictatora convicted felon Carlos Watson won't give it to me. But I interviewed a guy there, and he was talking about the Albanian mafia. You said the Albanian mafia, we can't turn these guys. It's not like the American mafia where, guys looking at 25 years, he'll cut a deal. He'll cut a deal. So I tell this guy, this Interpol guy, I say, listen, I did this video package, this new TV story on this guy in New York who was part of the whole, Giuliani breaking apart the mafia, arresting Gotti, all that shit. And I started talking about Albania. He goes, well, it's funny. I was running operations out of Albania. And I said, well, is it true what he said, And what the guy said in New York is they can't turn Albanians. And he finally got an Albanian. He goes, you're looking at life in prison. Why won't you roll? And the Albanian goes, you don't understand. You don't understand. They will kill my mother, my father, my sisters, my brothers, my wife, my daughter, my children, kill everybody connected to me. That's the rule. So thank you, but no, I'd rather live in jail with a live family than be out free with dead family. And he took his ride. Life in prison. Good luck. So long. Ciao, ciao. So I thought, that sounds kind of pat. I made a good story. I put it in the video. It's a good deal. But I go, is that the deal? The guy kind of pulls me to the side and goes, have you heard of the Canoon? Now, this guy has an accent. Like he speaks 4 different languages. I'm not even going to tell you what his main language is because it's none of your business. But, so I don't know whether he's saying canon, C-A-N-O-N, or whether he's saying canon, like canoe, C-A-N-O. It doesn't make a difference because I'm not writing it. I'm talking to you about it. And I go, no, what is a canon? He goes, everybody who's involved, and now that they're flipping out over this Ivanka Trump, this whatever she's doing in the fucking Albania, she's flipping out. Albania is not to be fucked with. Not to be fucked with. You know what Trump is doing over there? Watch your P's and Q's. I don't give a shit who you are. So, like, if you decide, I think the guy's name was Santorum. He was talking about they just opened up a shop, mafia territory. Mob sent some guys over. So, what are you doing here? This is our neighbor. They beat him up, send him out. So, get more men go over there with some guns. Broke their arm, beat him out. Send him out. These guys are animals. Just leave them alone. Just let them do what they want to do, or they'll pay the tribute, whatever. So, the guy says, "Canoe." He pulls me aside and he says, he goes, "You don't, like I'm just me. I'm talking loud." He goes, no. And he starts explaining to me how the Canoe works. And he goes, not only does it happen, it happens with frequency. And everybody who's involved understands it. So great frequency? No. Enough frequency so people know to understand it? Oh, yes. And I mean, you have to contextualize this shit. Right? Went to a restaurant a few days ago. I got to get a picture of, they brought in a fucking tuna. And they had 4 guys riding this trolley. And what the fuck are you guys doing? They open it up and it's a tuna and it could be a coffin for a human. That's how big the container was, and that's how big the tuna was. And the guy, I'm listening to the waiter, and I'm trying to communicate in Spanish, but I can see he's not Spanish. And so I'm like, what language can we're trying to get to canela. I want some cinnamon. All right. And I go, and I think, okay, was it in Russian? He goes, no, I'm Ukrainian. Oh shit, he's Ukrainian. Okay, he's Ukrainian. And then I just have to type it in the phone. He goes, oh yeah, okay. This is what canela is. I'm thinking with my with my head, my Eastern European head. Okay, so we get the canela and the problem solved. But I'm starting to think like, look, the canoon. If this kid wasn't waiting tables in Marbella, Spain, they're pulling people off the fucking streets in conscription. I mean, this is like a real fucking war. This is not like this is not like L.A. drive-by shootings. And these guys are being demobilized into general society after already having what is it? They stepped over the. I mean, if one is not enough, 1,000 is not too many. Your awareness of the fact that you've had some hand or help in ending another human being's life, changes how you approach reality. And I'm talking to this other guy we talked about him last week on the show, who has got the $45,000 watch and there's a whole these subterranean tribal groupings. I wouldn't recognize a $45,000 fucking watch if it ran me down the street. He bought this watch for $45,000, and the guy assured him in a month that'll be worth 60. Is it an investment? Is it jewelry? Is it just flash? I don't know. Of course, it went the other way. So he was pissed. He goes back to the guy, goes, hey, this watch it's going down. He goes, yeah, that's what jewelry does, bro. You fucking blew it. Yeah, 1 million Ukrainian men have died. 1 million, yeah, eat that. So these guys are getting demobbed out into general population, and they're doing the shit that they do need to do to make money. And if they say, you know what, I hear that guy's talking to the cops, you got to go buy it. Yeah, I'm sorry, your kid's 5 years old. He's got to go. I mean, if you hear it, you think about it, you go, oh, this is kind of ruthless. The kid, there's no causal connection between the kid. Doesn't matter. The canoon, it's like the John Wick thing. These tribal organizations. We have our line from Godfather Part 3. We have rules. We have very old rules. Very old rules. That's the way it works. And that's how you keep submission discipline. That's how you keep mission. And when you see when you see Trump in the America that we have now, you see a life lived beyond any kind of reasonable amounts of discipline. This is the most undisciplined human being that I've ever fucking seen. And I'm sure you think this is partisan politics. It's not partisan politics. Ecce homo. I'm looking at the man. Anybody that was a Dale Carnegie, Habits of Highly Effective People, all these fucking self-help books, does he resemble in any way anybody that is really effective? Now, I stayed up all night, plotting and planning. I'm tired. Maybe I'm not firing on all cylinders now, but I'm also not tweeting stupid shit. And I'm not the most powerful man in the fucking world here. Stalking off of news shows. Calling people dirty piggies. This is the least, nothing he did, his diet, his body, nothing he's done bespeaks of anybody with a great amount of control, will, and discipline at his disposal. Which means when you come up against people who abide by things like the canoon, you're going to fucking fail. To it. Well, we'll see. We'll see if the conversation picks up because it's getting about time. I want to hear it before the end of the year, and I'm going to push to have it be so and done so. It's just the format. I mean, digital. I can't in good conscience ask somebody to spend money on pressing and printing and all that shit or developing an artwork. I don't want to get involved in that lengthy process, but I think the music needs to be heard, and I think it can be heard digitally just fine. I mean, if you want the stuff of a developed mind, like a band that planned, that's not going to happen. We're not walking in lockstep anymore. So anyway, that's the end of the show. This is a 401. Is it 4? So if we have 418, well, you just rubbed the Show Stomper. Yeah. Shh. Look what you made me do. Don't die. I'm bloody.
Thanks for joining us for yet another episode of the show that seemingly never ends, the Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper. For the full show, archives, and bonus content, subscribe at showstomper.substack.com. And be sure to join us live every Sunday on the Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed the Show Stomper experience, please leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. For links to more Eugene-centric content like his newsletter, other podcasts, books, socials, and options to support the show, check the post wherever you're watching or listening right now. Hey, are you still there? I'm here too. This is June. The Show Stomper is produced by me, June M. Williams of Original Designs. Thanks again for joining us this week. We'll catch you on the flip side.